possibly happening.
And this is video right here of President Trump's arrival back in Washington after his sit-down with Putin. Putin expressed that Russia is not interested in a temporary truce, but is instead seeking a long-term settlement that Moscow's interests are taken into account. And in a post on Truth Social today, President Trump explained that Russia and Ukraine won't just have a ceasefire, but rather a peace agreement. Let's pop that up for you on your screen. As he said, a great and very successful day in Alaska. The meeting with President Vladimir Putin of Russia went very well, as did a late-night phone call with President Zelensky of Ukraine and various European leaders, including the highly respected Secretary General of NATO. It was determined by all that the best way to end the horrific war between Russia and Ukraine is to go directly to a peace agreement, which would end the war, and not a mere ceasefire agreement, which oftentimes does not hold up. President Zelensky will be coming to D.C., the Oval Office, on Monday afternoon. If all works out, we will then schedule a meeting with President Putin. Potentially millions of people's lives will be saved. Thank you for your attention to this matter. A lot to discuss here, and I do want to bring in Ivana Stradner, a research fellow at the Foundation for Defense of Democracies. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us here on this Saturday.
Absolutely, my pleasure.
All right, so first off, the big question I do want to ask, you saw that post right there from President Trump on Truth Social, and he said a peace agreement is the best way there to end the war altogether, kind of bypassing that ceasefire. Can you explain to me what the difference there really is?
So the difference would be theoretically that ceasefire is to stop fighting right now. A peace agreement is a long-term solution. This sounds great in theory. I'm afraid it's not going to work in practice because President Putin is not interested in a long peace agreement. He's actually more interested in so-called ceasefire that he would use to buy more time to reposition his military, to strengthen his military, and to continue his quest. We saw yesterday a Russian Minister of Foreign Affairs who was wearing a shirt that emphasized the Soviet Union. It actually tells you all you need to know about Putin's ambition, which is actually to restore so-called Russian greatness. And in order to do so, he needs to buy time. So I'm actually not very optimistic about a long peace solution that is just a piece of paper. Words are cheap